Hey, we're checking out more Liza P. Overture. I did respec after last time because I basically front-loaded capacity because I expected, I'll just get weight limit out of the way and then put all my new levels into damage and whatnot, but I think from what I learned from the first area was I'm not going to gain as many levels as I thought, so especially if I keep losing my ergo, so I decided to make do with less weight and put more points into advance, and we'll see what kind of difference it makes. And we killed Big Croc last time, and I assume we have Markiona, I think her name was, coming up soon, because it looks like there's a door there that we need her key to open, so... Upgraded another weapon or two also. We'll see how acid goes, because if I remember correctly, I don't know how much truth there was to this, but I thought kind of the general rule was use fire against carcasses, electric against puppets, and acid against humans. But we'll see. I just assume I'm going to be fighting Markiona soon, and I assume she's a human. Greenhouse.
This zoo is my domain, and you dare disturb it with your troublemaking, your ructions, your mischief.
Ructions.
It's a wonder you got this far. But the man will always leave me here, alive.
What is that? And what are ructions? Lovely Beethoven. I played this song on the piano. I think. Or a piano version of it. Oh. I remember reading something somewhere about special kind of puppet, some earlier, I don't know, dead NPC or something mentioned the secret of the something puppet, maiden puppet, something like that. I'm assuming that's what these are. Oh, we got company. Okay. Alright, I'm a little rusty, I guess. It's been a whole 2 days since I played this. It is kind of funny, though, that at least so far, I'm sure that will change, but at least so far, the trash is easily harder than the one boss we found so far. One at a time is better. Gotta learn that timing. And I'm still keeping an eye out for the missing taxidermist thing. And I'm assuming, based on the last clue about the red-haired stalker, that that's going to be fairly obvious. My guess is we'll encounter her remains at the first boss. God. Don't like the look of those ones with glowy arms. Nice place, though. Alright. And I'm being shot at. I hate those alchemists. I really think Arch Abbey was the weakest area in the base game, by a long shot. Partly because the enemies felt like I was playing a Crash Bandicoot game. They're just goofy. Oh. It's open already. Okay. See a lurking alchemist in there. How are you supposed to get it? Oof. You can't backstab them. Ooh. I guess the problem with using this instead of the fire cutter is I have to use the Fable Art. I have to use a 3-bar Fable Art to activate this weapon's acid.
Whoa, get a look at this impressive handiwork. I've seen something like this before, but... Wait. Ever heard of the legendary stalker? If not, just keep going. I'll explain later.
Yeah. When I picked a difficulty, I picked Legendary Stalker. And there were a few cryptic notes, I think, in the base game about the Legendary Stalker. How are you supposed to get into this room here? Maybe you can just... Can you just smack that debris blocking it down here? Doesn't look like it. Can you come up from below, maybe? Doesn't really look like that either. I guess we'll find out. Oh, I bet... It's right there, I guess. There's a door right on the other side. Down here. Oh. Okay, okay. And I've got the guy. Let's try to handle this not all at once. Always forget the follow-up. Hey, you dicks. I remember for this playthrough I put a bunch of quartz into basically living at no pulse cells so that I can recharge it really quickly. I think I put stuff into like the automatic recharge and then hitting enemies recharges it faster, something like that. So I guess I'm using them freely, running out quickly, and then hoping I can just live at that constant recharge. I think it worked out pretty well in the base game, but I was also, by that point, really familiar enough with that, with the base game, that I didn't need quite so much healing. Ancient Disc, oh yeah, I have one of those. I have, well, somewhere, yeah. Oh, I did turn in that new Legion plug also to get, there was like a spinny saw blade option and a shotgun option, and I picked the shotgun one because it scaled slightly better with what I have. But I didn't equip it because it's completely unupgraded and it just isn't really ideally scaled. What you doing? Oh, it's one of those, mini Victors? Punching something that looks very dead already. Well, maybe I should I'll just keep going. Just wondering if I should go back and recharge my cells. Oh. I think I remember that guy giving me some trouble in the base game too. And actually, until I'm actually fighting the, what I'm assuming is gonna be a human boss, I should probably just go back to, at least for now, to using this. I only have to deal with these two and then go straight through the shortcut now. It's always embarrassing in a parry game like this or Sekiro when you end up standing there doing this. Only spent one cell. Off to a better start, at least. Okay. Lots of red attacks. Oh, and a grab. Have some more fire. Damn it. No stamina. Emergency Directive Number 1, and a ladder fell. This is an emergency directive from the Order set to the highest priority. Intelligence gathered indicates that a puppet currently heading to Kratzu could significantly affect the Order's plans. Specific details cannot be shared, but the leaders have confirmed the continued autonomous operation of the target poses a significant threat to our future. Markiona and the alchemists under her command are hereby ordered to stop the target's advance at all costs. Any puppet acting alone must be considered a threat. Emergency Directive Number 1 is now in effect. And he was getting ready for me by punching one of these gorilla bears. need a lot more of those. I spent so many. I basically am completely out. And I really should not be using them on levels at all, because when I get a weapon that I want to make sure I can immediately upgrade, it would suck to have zero consumable ergo. Classic enemy standing with its back to you. I'm assuming that's the main way. And there's going to be something stashed down here. They were guarding grindstone coating capsule. Restores special grindstone uses. Cool. I wonder how I'm supposed to repair those broken ones I found. Actually, I'm thinking I should maybe use the perfect guard one instead of the destruction one. Yeah, perfect guard seems... I mean, it probably lasts a very short time. I never really used it in the base game, but given that survivability is the main concern here, because I tried out I think the handle on that acidic curved sword does like a perfect guard that lasts like a couple seconds or something, or shorter than that. It was a really short duration. Yeah, I guess I read something about how they figured out how to override most of the puppets' controls. But I guess this Are they gonna... They're moving still. Kind of weird. Oh, those are the ones I killed already. Then how... Duh. Okay. But then how do I get back down to that? Did I miss somewhere I could drop down?
Everything I'm seeing makes me think this room belongs to a master puppeteer.
Yeah, I guess the Markiona fight is probably gonna be fighting this winged thing. Or, I mean, maybe this is like a prototype or something, but it'll probably be a puppet. And then maybe, I don't know, a second phase with her.
This is a message for Markiona, my sadly not departed friend. Important matters brought me to your door. I am searching for my lost apprentice. And it should come as no surprise that I thought you or your other alchemist fiends had taken him. I hope you don't mind, but I made a mess of your lackeys as I passed through. If you do, consider it partial payment for what happened to my other apprentice. As soon as I am able, I shall return to collect your remaining debt. Until then, take care not to die. From Leia, Florence, Monad.
Okay, so we are definitely, absolutely, irrefutably in the past. Unbelievable. The Leia Florence. She's the one they call the legendary stalker.
We finally have a name for the legendary
Story is,
stalker.
she went missing a long time ago, in Croc, as it happens, but here she is, still building the legend. And between Markiona and Leia, I know who we're siding with. We still don't know why we're here, but maybe we're here to meet the legendary stalker.
Okay, in that case, since I'm pretty sure the legendary stalker did not... I mean, I don't think she was killed that early. I thought she was, well, I don't remember, but I don't think she's going to be dead at the boss after all then. On the other hand, here's a cage with a red ribbon in it. Would that be... I don't know. No, that's like, there's a little teddy bear and like a... This is probably not an adult. There's probably a kid kept in here or something. And we go back over there. Then... I gotta check real quick that I didn't miss something about how to find that item. Unless... going out on the roof is how I get down there, maybe? Yeah, I don't see any other way, so I guess I'll assume that I can run around on the roof to get down there somehow. No getting back up there. Actually, it looks like I can't go over there after all. So, oh well. Yeah, it's like right over there, I think. Oh. Yeah, I recognize this place. We just, like, circle around to right where we came in. Oh, hey. There's a bird bath. Actually, if it is a puppet, maybe I should be using this one. Although I don't have the electric weapon I was using. I don't even remember. The only one I can even remember existing was the big circular saw thing. But I haven't leveled up that one on this playthrough. So I guess I'll just use this. And then, assuming I'm fighting puppets, like a puppet, we'll see if maybe I can use that. I'm sure a lot of this will change completely once I actually see what the boss is like, but for now, just get some items together. Let's see, miraculous recovery was the complete heal, yeah. Man, only one of each. That means I'm never going to use them, basically. Oh, special grindstone, right. I'm going to switch that to... I'm going to switch that to this one. Perfection. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't be mixing electric and fire. Maybe it's better to stick to the firearm, but we don't know anything yet. Might as well see the boss. After a dramatic door opening, of course. Ooh.
I was told that murderous puppet had come to call on me. So who is this handsome guest standing before me?
Big Poison Ivy vibes.
It matters not.
Yeah, there we go. I wonder how that dialogue is different
You belong to me now.
if you didn't end up being a real boy at the
You're
ending.
not the
If you
puppet
picked
I was expecting.
the puppet ending.
Who are you?
Oh, both at once. Wow.
None
that's-
who enter this greenhouse may leave with their lives.
Kind of cheap doing both attacking me at once.
It is to impede the path of the alchemists. You and the legendary Stalker impede my work and get in my way. You dare destroy my sublime creation. Repaying me for my lost time.
Okay.
You impudent little puppet, to push me this far. Don't you know how foolish it is to impede the path of the alchemists?
I need that charge back.
the legendary stalker impede my work and get in my way.
I thought she was going to explode again. Yeah, well, I'm gonna die momentarily, but it's not so bad.
My work half complete for this. How do you propose to pay me for my lost time? Shall serve me for all eternity.
Well, halfway dead on the first attempt, not so bad. So I was focused mostly on avoiding the puppet, and I do get. I mean, I was focused mostly on killing the puppet, but you do get a nice window of attacking her. It looks like while she's recharging its health. And that, I guess, was where most of my damage to her happened, other than just her getting hit when I would swing at the puppet. But since she does flash the whip red when the puppet's about to attack, I can probably focus on her a little more. And just like keep an eye on the puppet when it goes red like that. But I really don't think I need the perfect guard for this one. I think I was doing fine with that, so yeah. I'm gonna actually try something a little different. Stack status effect types. And then I can use the Fable art for some acid, you know. See if that works. Actually, getting acid on her would let me probably deal with the puppet while getting
You're
some
not
free
the
damage on
puppet I
her.
was expecting.
So,
Who are you?
damn it. Damn it.
None who
That is
enter
not
this
what I wanted to
greenhouse
do.
may leave with their lives.
That's what I wanted to do. Where'd she go? Where'd she go? That was
you shall serve me for...
pretty embarrassing. I was on the back foot from the start because I was like, oh, I'm going to use my special grindstone, and then I was like, what's the keybind for that? And then I was using the wrong item, and yeah, that was scuffed from the start. Also, it's a pain in the ass switching the camera lock between the two of them because oftentimes they're on like completely opposite sides of me. I am just gonna do this and this. She might move around way too much for a pool of acid to be much use, but we will see. And I'll just use this before I even go in.
To think I became anxious when told a fearsome foe had arrived. What a fool I was. Weep in despair, tremble in fear, scream for my pleasure.
Wow.
None who enter this greenhouse may leave with their lives.
Oh.
Get away quick enough, can you?
I didn't realize that was a grab.
It is to impede the path of the alchemist. Fine adornment for my room, don't you think?
It's funny how the first attempt always goes better than the following half dozen.
You're not the puppet I was expecting. Who are you? None who enter this greenhouse may leave with their lives.
Oh. He... Yeah, she's way too mobile for that to do anything.
Why must you, the legendary stalker, impede my work and get in my way? You dare destroy my sublime creation. How humiliating that you should see the power I was saving for later. Death is my domain.
Oh.
And you shall serve me for...
Okay. But, yeah. She has the zoomies. I'm not gonna put down a tiny pool of acid and hope she stands in it long enough for that to matter. Maybe a weird choice, but I'm just gonna stick to, stacking fire. Set it on fire is often a good option. And let's give myself... I mean, I can't really use any of the status effect ones, so... I'll just go back to this. Maybe during one of those weird combos I can just activate that.
You're not the puppet I was expecting. Who are you? None who enter this greenhouse may leave with their lives.
Maybe just to see how it goes, I should try focusing her and only swapping to the puppet when the whip turns red.
To think I became anxious when told a fearsome foe had arrived. What a fool I was. None who enter this greenhouse may leave with their lives. In despair, tremble in fear, scream for my pleasure. Can't get away quick enough, can you?
That was the grab.
This greenhouse may leave with their lives. You will make a fine adornment for my room, don't you think?
I don't know, I kind of think focusing the puppet down and then using the window to deal with her is still better. I got so many of these. I might as well use them to go in charged. Or at least use a couple of them. And do I need to change my amulets at all? Puppet damage seems good. I'm using the slash damage reduction. Is that right? That puppet's doing a lot of kicks. Maybe I should be using strike. Yeah. Don't know that I can really do much better as far as that goes. So.
To think
Just
I
use
became
this off the bat,
anxious when
see what
told a
happens.
fearsome foe had arrived. What a fool I was. None who enter this greenhouse may leave with their lives. completed this, how do you propose repaying me for my lost time? It is to impede the path of the alchemist.
I don't know why I can never dodge that one.
Destroy my sublime creation. You impudent little puppet, to push me this far.
Best attempt yet.
And the legendary Stalker impede my work and get in my way. Don't you know how foolish it is to impede the path of the alchemists? And you shall serve me for...
I'm gonna say the camera killed me for that one. being locked on to the puppet. I was completely blind about guessing when to dodge the ring of nonsense. Also, I noticed it was amped up for that second phase. It like came back in and then went back out again. And I definitely should
To
save
think I became anxious when
grindstone
told a
for phase
fearsome
2.
foe had arrived. What a fool I was. None who enter this greenhouse may leave with their lives.
It's also less unpredictable than it seemed at first. That was bad. If something's gonna kill me, it's almost definitely gonna be the camera.
I left my work half complete for this. How do you propose paying me for my lost time? Don't you know how foolish it is to impede the path of the alchemists?
Oh yeah.
You dare destroy my sublime creation. Weep in despair, tremble in fear, scream for my pleasure. Ugh, how humiliating that you should see the power I was saving for later.
Just gotta do that one more time. Damn it.
Why must you and the legendary Stalker impede my work and get in my way?
Also,
None who enter this greenhouse
I'm pretty
may
sure
leave with their lives.
that puppet is a lot more durable now.
Why must you and the legendary Stalker impede my work and get in my way? You will make a fine adornment for my room, don't you think?
So it seems to be trying to tell me that once it heals back up, I just have to... It seems like it's going to take a lot longer if I want to actually work the puppet down again. I don't know.
To think I became anxious.
It is
when told
much
a
more
fearsome
reliable
foe
to
had
do it that
arrived.
way.
What a fool I was.
Oh, bullshit.
None who enter this greenhouse may leave with their lives. I left my work half complete for this. How do you propose to pay me for my lost time?
Fucking hell.
Weep in despair, tremble in fear, scream for my pleasure. None who enter this greenhouse may leave with their lives. For my room, don't you think?
So what I'm thinking is almost kill the puppet, but don't kill it. And see what happens if I can... It seems to be the phase change. I mean, it's either when she gets to half health or when the puppet dies, and it's just that I've gotten her to half health every time. But I'm thinking if I just don't kill the puppet, maybe she won't switch to puppet turbo mode. And even if she does, then the puppet will be almost dead. And that'll be a better time to kill it and have that damage
To think
window.
I became anxious when told a fearsome foe had arrived.
That's what I'm going to
What
try.
a fool I was. None who enter this greenhouse may leave with their lives.
I hate that one. It should be so easy to dodge. But I think it's just that the camera always throws me off.
Why must you and the legendary stalker impede my work and get in my way?
Fucking hate that one.
Enough! Who you are doesn't matter anymore. Die!
Oh my god.
For my work, don't you think?
I got myself killed because I tried to use a cell when I didn't have one. Got stuck in the don't have a cell animation. But I still think it's the play to just... It's not that bad to juggle them. She signals it. I mean, it's not that bad. I still think the play is almost
You're
kill the
not the
puppet,
puppet I was
but
expecting.
save it at low health for a
Who
little
are
while.
you? None who enter this greenhouse may leave with their lives.
That was embarrassing.
I left my work half complete for this. How do you propose repaying me for my lost time? Why must
I'm
you
losing it.
and the legendary stalker impede my work and get in my way? Don't you know how foolish it is to impede the path of the alchemist?
Oh, bullshit.
is my domain, and you shall serve me for all eternity.
I forget, sometimes there's a follow-up, and sometimes there isn't. And it might just be me, but I think she might take... I don't know. She might take a lot less damage while the puppet's up. Maybe that's why I was getting her to half, because it seemed like she was going down pretty slowly.
You're not the puppet I was
They
expecting.
might be forcing me to choose
Who are you?
between...
None who enter this greenhouse may leave with their lives. My way.
That's so annoying. It's just gotta go perfectly. All good.
You're not the puppet I was expecting. Who are you? Weep in despair, tremble in fear, scream for my pleasure.
Oh man. I used 2 accidentally.
It is to impede the path of the
This is going terribly.
alchemist.
Oh, the follow-up.
None who enter this greenhouse may leave with their lives. You impudent little puppet, to push me this far.
What?
Enough! Who you are doesn't matter anymore. Die! You will make a fine adornment for my room, don't you?
Alright, well, I think I was right. It's much better to leave the puppet alive longer. Because she entered phase 2 at like a quarter health instead of half.
To think I became anxious
But I
when
should
told
get
a
it a little
fearsome
lower
foe had arrived.
before leaving
What
it
a
alone.
fool I was. None who enter this greenhouse may leave with their lives. Weep in despair, tremble in fear, scream for my pleasure. Why must you, the legendary stalker, impede my work and get in my way?
Little combo move is troublesome.
How humiliating
want
that you should
to-
see how I was
Oh,
saving
damn.
for later.
Okay, maybe I was wrong.
Weep in despair, tremble in fear, scream. You will make a fine adornment for my room, don't you think?
It really is like one combo gone bad, and that's all. That is what I heard about the DLC, though. I actually heard that that's why they introduced the difficulty levels. Was because it was hard. But I love it. That's why
You're not
beating
the
it
puppet I
will
was
be awesome.
expecting. Who are you? None who enter this greenhouse may leave with their lives. Enough! Who you are doesn't matter anymore. Die! Can't get away quick enough, can you?
I was stuck in an animation that I didn't mean to be in. Oh, that cheap ass move again.
None who enter this greenhouse may leave with their lives. Weep in despair, tremble in fear, scream for my pleasure. Can't get away quick
Oh,
enough,
I was
can
dodging.
You? How humiliating that you should see the power I was saving for you. Death is my domain, and you shall serve me for all eternity.
I don't understand that explosion at all. I'm doing the exact same thing every time. I'm just beelining it away. Straight line, running away. But sometimes it hits me and sometimes it doesn't. I can't tell what is happening.
You're not the puppet I was expecting. Who are you? None who enter this greenhouse may leave with their lives. You impudent little puppet, to push me this far. You dare destroy my sublime creation. For my room, don't you think?
Getting there. So close. I thought that was a good opportunity to spend my Fable art charges. I was kind of hoping it would knock her out of whatever she was about to do. Alright, though. I think we got it. A few more attempts will do it.
You're not the puppet I was expecting. Who are you? None who enter this greenhouse may leave with their lives. Don't you know how foolish it is to impede the path of the alchemists? Adornment for my ruin, don't you think?
That was just sloppy. This is a nice step up from Big Croc, though. I think I two-shot that. Also, I ran out of Legion. So I should probably equip some.
You're not the puppet I was expecting. Who are you? None who enter this greenhouse may leave with their lives.
Oh, bullshit.
Why must you and the legendary stalker impede my work and get in my way?
That combo between them is tricky.
Weep in the sky, trembling for me, scream for my pleasure. Weep in despair, tremble in fear, scream for my pleasure.
Fell for it again.
Enough! Who you are doesn't matter anymore. Die! Find a diamond for my run, don't you think?
I'm gonna be interested to read about, I mean, just like with the base game, just finding out how other people experienced it, what the
To think I became anxious when
difficulty
told a
curve
fearsome
was,
foe had arrived.
all that good stuff.
What a fool I was. None who enter this greenhouse may leave with their lives. Don't you know how foolish it is to impede the path of the alchemist? Quick enough, can you?
No. Calling BS on that one.
Why must you and the legendary stalker impede my work and get in my way? Weep in despair, tremble in fear, scream for my pleasure. None who enter this greenhouse may leave with their lives. How humiliating that you should see the power I was saving for them. Don't you know how foolish it is to impede the path of the alchemist? after this? How do you propose repaying me for my lost time? Death is my domain, and you shall serve me for all eternity.
Again, getting bamboozled on the keybinds. I tried to use my perfect guard grindstone, my second charge, and instead I switched to thermite or something, or I don't know, something like that. The wrong thing happened. And then I was completely thrown off. I was trying
To
to
think I became anxious when told
not
the
die
fearsome
while getting
foe
back
had
on the
arrived.
button I
What
need
a
to be
fool
on.
I was. None who enter this greenhouse may leave with their lives. Don't you know how foolish it is to impede the path of the alchemist? Weep in despair, tremble in fear, scream for my pleasure. Why must you and the legendary stalker impede my work and get in my way? Weep in despair, tremble in fear, scream for my pleasure.
I really want to focus on getting the puppet down further now, because she's gonna phase not a little bit.
saving Kalea. None who enter this greenhouse may leave with their lives.
Damn it.
I left my work half complete for this. How do you propose paying me for my lost time? Why must you and the legendary stalker impede my work and get in my way? Doesn't matter anymore. Death is my domain, and you shall serve me for all.
Well, if I can consistently keep getting her down to like 10 or 15%, then it's almost there, but just keeps being a few little mistakes. Like, I had to use both, if I hadn't had to use both of my special grindstones one after another just to not die at that one part, like, that was not an optimal time to use that. If I'd still had it, it probably would have.
To think I became anxious when told a fearsome foe had arrived. What a fool I was. None who enter this greenhouse may leave with their lives. Is my domain, and you shall serve me for all eternity.
That one doesn't count.
You're not the puppet I was expecting.
Really?
Who
Even now?
are you?
After like 20 times?
None who enter this greenhouse may leave with their lives. and get in my way. Ugh, how humiliating that you should see the power I was saving today. Weep in despair, tremble in fear, scream for my pleasure. Stalker impede my work and get in my way.
Oh, damn it.
Death is my domain.
Are you
and
fucking
shall
kidding me?
serve me for all eternity.
That was so smooth until the very end there.
To think I became anxious when told a fearsome foe had arrived.
What I should have done
What a
is
fool I was.
focused on killing the puppet.
None who enter this greenhouse may leave with their lives. You will make fine adornment for my room, don't you think?
That one doesn't count either. I'm not lowering the difficulty no matter what. It's not happening.
To think I became anxious when told a fearsome foe had arrived. What a fool I was. None who enter this greenhouse may leave with their lives. Weep in despair, tremble in fear, scream for my pleasure. Enough! Who you are doesn't matter anymore. Die! How humiliating that you should see the power I was saving for later. I left my work half complete for this. How do you propose to pay me for my lost time? Stalker impede my work and get in my way. Doesn't matter anymore. Die! For my room, don't you
Once
think?
again, choosing to use a Fable art at the wrong moment. I should just probably never expect it to actually break them out of what they're doing. I'm used to... Is this one? Yeah, Storm Slash. I remember on Romeo, Storm Slash came in really clutch. Like, it broke him out of his fire dance thing. Doesn't seem like it breaks her out of anything.
To think I became anxious when told a fearsome foe had arrived. What a fool I was. None who enter this greenhouse may leave with their lives.
Although I see the appeal of tuning it down if you don't want fights where everything has to go perfectly or you die instantly. This has already gone
To think I became anxious when told a
longer than
fearsome
I thought,
foe had
but
arrived.
it doesn't matter.
What a fool I was. None who enter this greenhouse may leave with their lives. Stalker impede my work and get in my way. I left my work half complete for this. How do you propose repaying me for my lost time? How humiliating that you should see the power I was saving for later. Why must you and the legendary Stalker impede my work and get in my way? I left my work half complete for this. How do you propose repaying me for my lost time? Why must you and the legendary Stalker impede my work and get in my way?
Okay, well that was a mistake.
destroy my sublime creation. I had no rival beyond Leia. It should have been the two of us, locked in a fight to the death.
Macabre puppets, puppeteers, ego, and the key. Key. Is that in here somewhere? Well, let's see. The death she dreamed of was domination perfected, and this made her infinitely happy, but the death she would meet left her without a smile. Let's go see what that turns into. And I'm not sure where the key would be. Anyway. Just a quick check around to make sure. Yeah. Looks like there's nothing else in the room, nothing else this way. Not bad, not bad.
We got a key from Markiona.
We sure did.
Hey, I bet it opens that gate we passed before entering the greenhouse. This place is definitely
The
a
one
dead
that
end.
says requires
Since
Markiona's
Leia's
key.
not here, let's go back.
Okay. Oh. Yep, that's where I use it, and... just gonna see what I get for this ergo. Then we can call it a day. Good stopping point, second boss down. I bet it's a really cool advanced weapon. It's so satisfying, you know? You make... like, everything has to line up just right. And there's a lot of attempts where you'll get, like, almost all of it, but something will be out of place.
A great weapon calls.
And then... finally, everything slides into place. Wow, another technique weapon. Looks pretty cool. The puppeteer who loved death once dreamed of a weapon that could tear apart and dominate even the opponent's very breath. Her victims learned of her cruelty the moment she reached out her hand. Well... what's this then? Morbid Ambition's amulet increased stamina consumption and damage for normal attacks. Is that good? Be able to do fewer attacks, but they do more damage. But I guess... that would be better for like a quick weapon, because you could do more damage, but more responsively, you know. But I don't know, maybe you'd have to get those quartz upgrades that lower your stamina consumption to make that worthwhile. Plus it's so heavy, like all these are. So I don't really know which of these I would bother getting, because I don't think I would really use either one. But I bet the next boss will have a really cool advanced weapon. That does it for this time. Second boss down. I guess we're going through that door that needed Markiona's key and tracking down Leia, the legendary stalker. So we'll do that next time. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.